graphing log functions feels complicated. But what if I showed you 3 different ways to do it? And one of them is insanely easy. I'm showing you right now the parent graph of y equals log base 2x. Make sure you remember these points on the graph. Also, you need to remember that log graphs have vertical asymptotes, and that's the y-axis, which is x equals 0. So we could graph this function using the first method, which is table of values. So table of values here, you have to be smart about using your values right here. So there's a reason I chose 0, 1, 3, and 7. So if I'm subbing 0 right here, I have log base 2, 0 plus 1 is 1, so that's log base 2, 1. So what this is asking you, 2 raised to what power gives you 1, and that's 0. So therefore, the answer is 0. The negative here, negative 0, just going to be 0, I guess. So how about, why did I use the 1? So if I use the 1 here, then I'm getting 1 plus 1 is 2. So 2 raised to what power gives me 2? When I plugged in the 1 for the x, I got 2 here. So I'm asking myself, 2 raised to what power gives me 2? It's 1. And you have the negative in front of it, so that makes it negative 1. How about if I make the x3 here? So if I make the x3, that's 3 plus 1 is 4. So 2 raised to what power gives me 4? It's 2. And that negative makes it negative 2. So the answer is negative 2. I'm going to do one more point, and I'm going to use 7. So if I put 7 here, 7 plus 1 is 8. So that's log base 2, 8. Log base 2, 8 is asking you 2 raised to what power gives you 8, and that is going to be 3. And don't forget you have the negative there, so that makes it negative 3. One thing I must say, this x plus 1 is going to move the graph 1 to the left. So that means my vertical asymptote is going to move 1 to the left. So my vertical asymptote now is going to be right here. Let's plot this point, 0 and 0, 1 and negative 1, right here, and 3 and negative 2, right here, and 7 and negative 3, right here. And my graph is going to look more like this. So that's how the graph looks like. The second method, the third method, they're going to produce the same graph, just using a different way of doing it. Okay. What's the second method? The second method is using transformations. So if I look at this and I want to know what kind of transformations I have, the first thing, I have a negative in front of the log. So of course I'm comparing this with the parent graph right here. So I have a negative. And negative means reflection. Over the x-axis. We also have x plus 1 inside the brackets. That indicates the graph is going to move 1 to the left. So now let's look at this points right here. So here, this point here, it's a reflection over the x-axis. The point is right on the x-axis, so it doesn't reflect. And then it's 1 to the left, so it goes right there. And you could see that we're getting the same points, basically. I take this one, I reflect it over the x-axis, so it's right here, and this is the x-axis, so it goes, the point goes right there. And then it goes 1 to the left, so it's going to go right there. This here is going to go reflect, so it's 2 away from the x-axis, so it goes 2 away this way, and then it moves 1 to the left, so it goes right there. Okay, so that is the other way of finding these points and then graphing this graph right here. And now we come to the third method. The third method, we're going to use change of base. Do you remember change of base? Log base a x, you could make that log x over log a. And that allows you to use your calculator, because the log without a base means the base is 10, and that's what the calculator is programmed for. So we're going to rewrite this equation here and make it y equals negative log brackets x plus 1 close bracket all over log 2. And therefore now we can use any numbers for x, because we're going to use the calculator, and it's okay if we get some decimals there, and we'll just try to make the best fit curve when we graph it. So if I sub in -2 here, I go -2 plus 1 is -1, and the person is going to go ahead and then try to do log -1, and the calculator is going to say error. He's going to try again and thinks, oh my God, why is this not working? I don't think it's going to work. Hey, you cannot log a negative number. They always told you cannot log a negative number. So -2, get rid of that. That's not going to log. Now he's going to put 0 in there, and then he's going to get log 1, because when you put 0, x plus 1, 0 plus 1 is 1. And then if you do log 1 in your calculator, you're going to get 0. 0 divided by anything, like log₂ is going to give you a number, but 0 divided by anything is going to give you 0. So you're going to get that. Now, when the person puts 2 in here, he's going to get 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay, now if you're going to go log 3 divided by log 2, so log 3, I'm just going to do that in my calculator, equals, and it's going to give them 1.584. So he's going to round it to 1.6. And then he's going to go to the 4 there, put 4 there, 4 plus 1 is 5. So you're going to have log 5 divided by log 2, doing change of base, and he's going to get 2.3 to 1 decimal. Then the last thing, he's going to sub in the 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. So then he's going to go log 7 divide by log 2, change of base, and he's going to get 2.8. Now the person just randomly chose this number. So he went up by 2s every time, and he figured, or she figured that, you know, this enough points to be able to plot this. Yes, you could do it this way. Your graph, it's not the smartest way of doing it, but it still works. And I think you should be able to get a full mark doing this, as long as you draw your vertical asymptote, because you know the graph moved 1 to the left. So your vertical asymptote, the y-axis, is going to move 1 to the left. So 0 and 0 is right here. Well, hold on a second. So as you notice, every time we forgot the negative here. So all of these, when we calculated, we forgot we had the negative right here. So we should stick a negative in front of every one in here. So yes, so when he went 3, or we sub then 4, they got -2.3. So -2.3 is somewhere around here. Good. And when we sub then 6, we got -2.8, 6 and -2.8, which is somewhere around here. And basically, these are enough points to wing this and graph this. Out of the 3 methods, the second one is the simplest. Once you understand transformations, from the parent graph, log functions become predictable. No guessing, no memorizing, just structure. Remember this parent graph first, transform second, done. Stop memorizing, start understanding. Comment which method you like best.